Welcome to another episode of the Para Cave podcast. And now over to your host, Troy Warner, broadcasting live from the world-famous Para Cave.
And yes, hello and welcome back to the Para Cave podcast, another interview podcast of the Fans and Members series. I love talking to fans of rugby league, and today is a special one because it is a fan of the club that I love, the Parramatta Eels. So love to hear the stories about the Eels and other people's support for them. My guest today, Ari Dogan, is a massive Parramatta Eels fan, which is a great thing nevertheless, but also the co-owner and founder of a company called Gripz Socks. So check them out on Instagram as well. You will see, if you keep an close eye on some of the NRL games going around, you will see some of the players wearing those. You'll see the G logo there. But Ari, hello and welcome to the Para Cave podcast here in the Para Cave.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem, mate. Thank you for coming out here. As I said last podcast I did in here with Jesse Seni Lafayette, I love doing these face-to-face ones. It's very enjoyable, and I feel like it's just two mates having a chat and about rugby league and their support. But we'll talk about the Eels and we'll talk about Gripz Socks as well. Let's go back to the start. How did you discover rugby league? How did you get involved supporting rugby league?
So my family go for Parramatta, so they got me into Parramatta, and then just been a fan since, except my cousin, she goes for Broncos. So that's how I supported Parramatta. And
when did you start following Parramatta? Can you remember? Can you remember that first game that you watched them play?
I think I was 9 or 10 years old. At first home game, there was Parramatta Stadium.
Okay.
Stadium.
Yep.
And then since then, I've gone to every single game except the new stadium. I think I've only been there 4 or 5 times. But yeah, I haven't been to them lately.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So what year are we talking about when you started supporting the Eels?
I think it was 2008.
Okay.
2009.
All right. Yeah. Good year to start supporting them, 2009.
And then since then.
So, obviously 2009 started off pretty rough, and then obviously one man took it upon himself, obviously with the help of the rest of the team as well, to go on that run, Jared Hayne. Was he among your favourite players, or was he your favourite players when you first started watching the Eels?
Yeah, it was my favourite. It was basically the whole team's favourite, because they just loved him.
Yeah.
Especially scoring tries and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, certainly, as I said, he took it upon himself a little bit there, with a little bit of help. Unfortunately, the grand final result wasn't the best, but I always think Fui Moi Moi scored a great try in that game. One of the greatest grand final tries ever. Who else around that time did you like to support and see play?
I think it was Christian Inu.
Oh, yeah?
Inu. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, the smiling assassin, Christian Inu, used to do that smile before the goal kicks. Hindy, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, they just keep on rolling off the tongue, don't they? Certainly club legends of that time. And obviously Hindy's my favourite, I think, of all time. I've got the Hindy fridge there, all decked out in Hindy memorabilia there. But yeah, he was just a competitor, that is for sure. What games can you remember being at, some memorable games that you attended from over the years? Doesn't have to be back in 2009, but obviously, over the years.
It was always like the derby game, like Panthers against Panthers. I went to a lot of the derbies. I think West Tigers as well. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's my favourite, I think, the Parramatta Penrith games. Been a Para fan living in Penrith. That's my home game when they used to play down the road here at Penrith Stadium. Unfortunately, now they're at our home ground, Combank Stadium, so it won't be so much of a home ground. But, they're two fierce rivals, I guess you could say there. We're playing the Tigers this weekend. They generally have a good record against us on Easter Monday. They seem to get us then, but other games like last year's Spoon Bowl, I think we gave it to them, scored 60 points on there. I guess other than Parramatta Stadium and Combank Stadium, what other grounds did you like to go and see Parramatta play at?
Emirates Stadium.
Yeah.
Leichhardt.
Okay. Yeah.
And the Allianz?
Yeah.
Yeah, Allianz Stadium.
Yeah.
Like if I was over in Queensland or something, I'll obviously watch them over there.
Do you get to many away games for Parramatta?
I haven't been in like 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, that's fair enough. What about a favourite Eels jersey? Is there one that stands out for you that you particularly like?
I'm not sure. They all look good.
Yeah, I think that as well. We'll come back to that. What about starting to support them in 2008, 2009? What about, have you gone back in time and watched the 80s grand final victories and some of those 80s players?
Yeah, I've watched highlights like Peter Sterlo, Nick Crannan, and all those. I've watched highlights of them. Pretty good.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I still think Brett Kenny should be an immortal of rugby league. Then moving forward, I guess, is there a favourite piece of Eels memorabilia that you own?
Yeah, I still got my jerseys from like when I first went to the Para game.
Okay, yeah.
And I think like 10 other signed jerseys as well.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was younger, like, as soon as I got a new jersey, get it signed straight away. Then mum would buy me another jersey, get that signed next season, and then just socks on.
Yeah.
And then I still got them in the closet actually, just hanging up. So, I still.
Yeah, nice, nice. Who's the favourite signature to look at?
Probably Tim Anna.
Okay, yeah, great club man.
Yeah, I still got the Hindmarsh shirt.
Yeah.
The signed Hindmarsh shirt. But yeah, I still like with all the signatures and just think of like the first game being there watching it. So,
is there a signature that you have potentially missed out that you thought, I really want that signature? Or were you lucky enough to get them all?
I was lucky enough to get them all. One signature I don't have is Pocket Moses.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, I think 2022, I had a jersey like all signed.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Well, 2022, obviously a great season there, culminating in the grand final against Penrith. The women's side also made the grand final against Newcastle. Did you go to the grand final in 2022?
Nah, I was going to, but I couldn't make it, which I was gutted.
Yeah.
So hopefully next time we do make the grand final, I'm definitely going to go.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, other than that, sitting there watching it at home, It would have been, or obviously there was 2009. It was the first grand final since 2009. How did you feel about that game, and how much disappointment did you have, obviously, losing that game?
At first, I was like, oh yeah, like, they're gonna win. And then, I don't know what happened. It just went downhill from there. I was excited. Everyone else would have been excited. But then, like, obviously when you lose the grand final, they're gonna get the shits. But I guess, we'll make the grand final, hopefully this season or next season, fingers crossed.
Yeah, no, definitely for sure. Well, you mentioned Mitchell Moses and this season now. As a fan, what would your expectations be of the Eels in 2025? Where would you like them to finish, and how do you think they'll go in 2025?
I'm hoping they finish in the top 8. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping. But, yeah, just obviously first game wasn't the best. It's pretty poor. But I guess it's our first game, new coach, some new players. Like, it's going to take a bit of time for them to gel, even though they had pre-season. But yeah, it is hard.
Yeah, no, definitely it can be hard. You mentioned some new players there. Who are you excited to see the most, I guess, run around in 2025 in the blue and gold?
I'm hoping Lomax is a big signing. But I have a feeling when Moses comes back, he's going to step up. It's going to go well.
Yeah, let's hope so. Wasn't the news that us Parramatta fans wanted it last week. Out for a few more weeks now. Now, pretend you had an open checkbook and I guess there was no salary cap. Is there one player from over the years that you would have loved to have signed for Parramatta from any club? Yeah, that might have come off market and you thought, yep, that's the missing piece in the jigsaw puzzle.
Would have been good. Any position?
Yeah, any position, any player from any club. Doesn't matter about the dollar figure.
Vanilla Blake would be good.
Okay, yeah.
Campbell Gillard, like, that was hard, like, losing Gutherson. Especially, like, Gutherson putting his body on the line every time. Injured.
No, there is definitely for sure. It certainly would be a tough one, to have an open checkbook and, sign any player to Parramatta. But, you mentioned Clint Gutherson there. He's probably, along with Regan Campbell-Gillard, the most recent to leave the club. It would be good to see Parramatta make the finals, because anything can happen in finals. What do you think you would do if Parramatta do win the grand final? How are you going to celebrate?
Probably just watch the grand final over and over and over. And probably have some mates over. Probably have a all night.
Yeah. No, for myself, I've said that I'd probably be in Parramatta for about a month a week. So if I go missing, everyone will know where I am. I'm in Parramatta somewhere. But yeah, definitely celebrating, because it is now the longest title drought in the NRL, which keep on getting reminded from a lot of people. But yeah, when it happens, I actually said I don't know what will happen when Parramatta win the grand final, or what I'll be doing, but I'll definitely be in Parramatta. Now, let's go to your company, Gripz Socks. Tell me about those. How did you come up with the idea? When did you come up with the idea? When did you come up with the idea, and how did you come up with the idea?
So I remember COVID times, like when we were in lockdown, couldn't go anywhere. I was just laying in bed, just scrolling on the internet for Gripz Socks. And then a thought popped up in my head. It was like, I wonder if I can like start my own Gripz Socks business. So I made a design. I found a supplier straight away. I ordered a few samples, and then I got a few of the Parramatta juniors. I got them wearing it, and then as soon as I got the feedback from them and a few other NRL boys, that's when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna order bulk. And then probably 2 months after that, I ended up doing my first 100 pair order. Okay. Black, white, and royal blue. So at the start it was slow, and then as soon as the NRL boys started sharing on their socials, it just went up and up and up. And then now got a business partner, Jeremy, who's helped me out in the last 2 months. So yeah, like he's gonna be coaching clubs, sporting stores. We've got our first expo, Gold Coast Expo, happening in July, which will be enormous.
Yeah.
So it's going to be over 65,000 people going through. So, yeah, like I'm going to plan to put out an order of 1,200 pairs of Gripz Socks.
Yeah.
Just doing like the best sellers, like the blacks, whites, and pinks. And then obviously if they want to order the other colours, I can just order online.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was COVID times.
So how did you come up with the idea? Was it for yourself or was it somebody else or?
I just thought of the idea myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just ended up doing a logo on a piece of paper and sent through a photo to a supplier, and then I've just told him, can you do this? They're like, yeah, we can do it. So got my first sample, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when I ended up getting like Callum the Silver, Sean Russell, and so on.
Okay. Yeah. And the feedback's been pretty promising from them.
Yeah, like that from like cricketers like Chris Green, Cameron Bancroft, NRL players, NRLW players.
Okay.
EPL, playing EPL.
Okay, wow, that's massive.
So yeah, the feedback from all those boys has been insane. Even of customers as well. The feedback has been really good, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
So
yeah, mate, if you can crack the EPL market over there and over in England, that's massive.
Yeah, it is hard. Like I've even got few players from the England rugby team.
Okay.
Like the Wigan, with the Warrington Wolves.
Yeah, Warrington Wolves. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got Dan Russell. He's like we sponsor him. He's been wearing them over there. Trying to get Bevan French.
Okay.
So
yeah.
if we can get him, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, that'd be massive if you can crack that market over there. What is your personal favourite colour?
My personal favourite has got to be either the turquoise,
okay,
or like the blacks or whites.
Yeah,
a lot of people, a lot of customers have been going nuts on like the blacks, the whites, the pinks. A few of the NRLW girls are liking the turquoise.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Probably because it's bright.
Yeah.
Stands out.
Yeah.
I have thought about like maybe selling a few NRL ones like with the logo.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Watch this space. No doubt you'll probably get us fans on board as well if they do come out with the logo. And because they're not just for professional athletes, are they? And it can be for like normal everyday sporting people and also just normal everyday wear, can't they?
Yeah, like Pilates, a lot of Pilates studios, even like bowling, lawn bowls, normal bowling. So yeah, even like people with diabetes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that? What's the connection there?
I'm still trying to get my head around it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But my business partner was telling me about like people with diabetes and stuff.
Okay.
Compression socks over in hospitals.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So that's it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think they're slowly getting rid of Gripz Socks for like in hospitals.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. It's interesting.
Nice. Oh no, for sure, definitely. I think it's a great concept that you come up. You must get a real thrill when you're, at home watching NRL and you see one of the Tigers boys, or any other player, and you see your socks on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty interesting. Even like on the news as well. They'll do like a recording of the team training and like the Gripz Socks are just there. I'm like, it's just interesting. But even like big name players, like $1 million players as well. Like we've got a Real Madrid player, he's Turkish,
Okay.
and he was in the national team, Turkish national team. He's only 19, 20, and he's on 120 mil.
Wow.
And he's wearing the Gripz Socks during the Real Madrid game. So
Wow. That's
Yep.
massive.
and like it's interesting when like random people just obviously take photos of high profile athletes and just send it through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Wow. Who would be your biggest profile person that you would love to see wear the Gripz socks?
Moses,
Okay.
100% Moses. In just any sport or?
Oh yeah, yeah. Anywhere, any sport, doesn't have to be Australia, can be the world. Who would you like? A fan watching that game send you a picture of them wearing those socks.
Like, it's hard because like we've obviously got we've got hard profile players already wearing their socks. But yeah, it would be good to get Moses. Maybe a few more APL players. Maybe Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, surely the word's got to spread around between teammates, I guess, and you never know. You never know what could happen. And you were telling me off air before that they were AIS approved as well.
Yeah. So
That's massive.
We got approved by Australian Institute of Sport, which was massive. Like we've even had like performance metrics as well, like professional like sport scientists coming in, testing athletes in Gripz Socks and non-Gripz Socks, and like the stats, we got the stats, so yeah, they're all correct. So it's cool, especially like the technology these days. It's nuts.
Yeah, no, it's certainly for sure. I mean, it'd be unreal if you could get into the Parramatta market, and that might be the difference between winning a premiership and not winning a premiership.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And also too, I saw the other day that you're nominated for a business award as well.
Yeah, so Australian Small Business Award 2025 finalist, which is massive.
Yeah,
which I was not expecting.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll probably end up having a few more nominations.
Okay. And when does the awards night happen?
In a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We get selected for like a big stage.
Yeah.
To get it. And then yeah. That's probably
Yeah. Oh, well, that'd be a massive achievement, for sure. Definitely. I think, to win a national small business award, that's huge.
yeah. And like being, I know Gripz Socks, it's been what, COVID.
Yeah, I think about 20, I think it was about March 2020, I think. But 21, I think we're still doing, yeah, about that, yeah.
Yeah, it's been It's been pretty hectic.
What is the biggest challenge for a small business owner these days? Because we see plenty of challenges for small businesses. What is your biggest challenge in the sock market?
Marketing. That's probably the biggest, and obviously, you got to stay on top of the stock as well. So, like, what we basically have formed was, as soon as you could say 50 pairs, then we put an order through for 100 pairs.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, just as soon as we see, say, below 50, that's when we just order more. So you just gotta stay up, like, on top of the stock. But yeah, obviously marketing, because like Facebook ads and stuff, like, you're paying, like, say, 200 a day.
Yeah, wow.
You might get 6, 7, 8 orders. You might not get any orders.
Okay, yeah.
So it comes down to, like, creating ads as well, like through Canva and stuff.
Yeah.
So that is a bit of a challenge, but obviously, like, if you have thousands and thousands and thousands, you can chuck in for, like, ads, Google ads, Facebook ads and stuff. But even, like, trying to get, like, high profile athletes promoting the socks as well is hard, because they obviously, like, some sort of payment.
Yeah.
And, like, we've been offered ridiculous amounts, like 50 grand, 100 grand for, like, maybe a 20-second video.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, that's for sure. That'd be difficult to do that. That'd be dream stuff, I think.
Yeah.
To do that sort of stuff. But look, maybe tomorrow I might see a few of the Tigers boys out there, and Shawnee Russell as well, potentially. Might see the Big G circle logo there, popping its head up. But it's only going to be word of mouth, I think, between teammates. I think that, if they feel good and are performing well, I guess performance, that's when it matters the most, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you can definitely notice the Gripz there. They'd certainly be on the. Yeah, they look very comfortable. They look pretty good too. Yeah. Where can people find you on the wide world web?
So, box. There's a website link on the profile, or www.gripzsocks.com.au. And
nice. Yeah, no, it's certainly going to be challenging being a small business owner. As I said, in this day and age, but hopefully you've got a few small breaks at the moment, which is good.
Yeah.
And you've been recognised with the Small Business Awards as well. And yeah, I guess it can only grow from here. As I said, if you could get into Parramatta, and then who knows, if that's the difference between winning and losing, then they should get on board and definitely get some Gripz Socks and go from there. And then that premiership will happen, and then we can say it's all because of the socks.
Like, whenever someone scores a try or a goal or gets wickets. Oh.
Yeah, and it must give you a thrill as well when those players do that, because then you know that they're wearing them.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. We'll do a few sort of personality sort of questions, but yeah, listeners, jump on board and follow Gripz Socks on Instagram as well. There'll be some exciting news to come soon regarding the podcast and also Gripz Socks as well. So stay tuned for that one, but give Gripz Socks a follow. And if you are interested in getting some of the socks, then by all means get some. because I think that'd be great for like junior rugby league clubs and, junior sports teams as well.
Yeah, 100%. Junior reps, grassroots.
Now, one question I forgot to ask before, did you ever play rugby league?
Nah.
No?
Always been soccer.
Okay. Yeah.
Always played soccer.
Yeah.
So, like, my dad played rugby league, but
Yeah.
I've never been in soccer board. No, it's not volleyball.
Okay. Yeah.
It was obviously small.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that, mate. Nothing wrong with that. All right. The set of 6 questions. Well, I guess that probably answers that question. I generally ask your favourite sport outside of rugby league, but is that soccer?
Yeah, soccer. I did play cricket.
Okay, yeah.
I still have cricket back on my mind, thinking, would I go back to playing cricket? But I think soccer.
Nice. So who is your EPL team? Or now that your socks are over there, does it just matter who's wearing them, or do you have a favourite EPL team?
Like, I've always gone for Manchester United, but they've just gone to downhill over the past 5 years or so. So, yeah.
You got to pick and stick, mate. You got to pick and stick. So I usually ask, if you weren't a first grade rugby league player, what career path would you have went down? So I'll try and turn that one into, if you didn't go down the sock path,
Yeah.
what do you think you would have wanted to do as a career?
Probably like do something else besides Gripz Socks, like my own business in like construction or something.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, it is a tough one. It is a tough one. Favorite musician or band to listen to?
I don't have a favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a favourite.
Okay.
Just listen to anything.
Anything? Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Now, you're hosting a dinner party. What is your specialty meal that you're going to cook for your guests?
Probably barbecue.
Okay, yeah, that's nice and easy. Yeah.
Steak, meat. I like pastas as well. But yeah, I'd probably do a barbecue. Like, whenever I have family or friends over, I always barbecue. So yeah.
Nice. Which 3 people would you invite to this dinner party, alive or dead, that you haven't met before? Who would you want to come along and eat your barbecue?
Like, as in like footy players?
Yeah, can be movie stars, musicians. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll turn that around. You're having your dinner party with having your barbecue, but it's a business transaction. It's a business meeting.
Yep.
Which 3 people would you want to invite to that barbecue to entice them to wear the Gripz Socks?
Anyone. Mitchell Moses.
Yeah. So we've got Mitchell. Yeah.
Third one.
Who would be your ultimate cricket player to invite?
Probably Cameron Bancroft.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. He was playing for the Thunder this year, I think, in the Big Bash League.
Yeah, Thunder. He's been playing county cricket over in England.
Okay. Yeah.
I've also gone back to England in, I think, a couple of weeks to play shield cricket over there. And then he'll be back probably next summer to play the Big Bash.
Well, you never know. He might, obviously, he'll take the Socks over there with him over in England, and word might catch on over there.
Yeah, he always does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always wears the socks. I mean, a few of the boys have been asking where he gets them from. So
that can be the best form of business is in terms of word of mouth. Favorite holiday destination? Yeah, anywhere you want. Australia, overseas.
I've been to Cyprus and Turkey because family's over there. That was pretty cool. the heat was like 50 plus. That was pretty cool to see like the heritage and stuff.
Yeah.
My favourite, probably Hamilton Island.
Okay, yeah, nice.
Yeah, just sit back there.
Yeah. Nice. And the last one, favorite movie. Now it can be a sporting movie or it can be any other type of movie.
I've been watching. I like James Bond movies.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Do you like the old ones or the newer ones?
the new ones.
Okay, yeah.
I like the new ones.
The Daniel Craig era. Okay, yeah.
And there's someone else as well in action that's been buffering and Belson. How is he?
You got me stumped now. I have to check that one out. But yeah, actually, I saw the other day, I think on social media, that they are looking for a new James Bond. And there was talk about potentially a female James Bond, but I don't know how that's going to work. But I think for the next set of movies, a new James Bond. So I haven't really got into the James Bond movies myself. I can't even remember if I watched any of them, to be honest. I might have watched a couple here and there, but I couldn't tell you who my favourite James Bond would be.
Yeah. Also, like, grew up watching Mr. Bean.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was a classic. Like, I remember before school, I just kept watching Mr. Bean. After school, just kept watching Mr. Bean. To this day, I still watch it.
Yeah. Rowan Atkinson, he's a classic, and Mr. Bean is one of the favourites. That is for sure. Well, Ari, thank you for coming to the Parramatta podcast today, and I'll give you one of these Parramatta podcast hats as well as a bit of appreciation for coming out here and doing this podcast. And look, I really appreciate you coming here, and I wish you all the best in the future for the business, and I really hope it grows. And as I said, who knows, maybe hopefully we can see it connected with the Eels one day, because that's the team that you support, and you'd love to see them win a premiership. So all the best, and as I said, stay tuned to the podcast for some exciting news. And but yeah, thank you very much for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me, and go to Eels.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Parramatta Podcast. See you next time.